And welcome, everybody. This is Tim Heffron along with Colin Leiter calling the action in today's Midwest Intercollegiate Volleyball Association match up between the upcoming Clarke College Crusaders, their first year, Division III program, and the number 8 in the nation, IPFW Mastodons. We will go to the national anthem, and we'll be back after these messages.
Since you graduated from college, we haven't seen too much of you.
We know you've been very busy climbing the ladder of success.
We've been watching you on your way up.
And we've enjoyed seeing you put your degree to work.
Now, how about sharing your time with us?
Your expertise would come in handy, too.
You can reconnect with your alma mater through your alumni association.
It's time for you to come back to your campus.
Call your alumni office today.
Hi, Puddin'.
Oh, you're sorry. I don't have shoes.
Oh, if you are gorgeous.
Maybe they're pretty big.
Lauren, talk to me. Come on, you can do it.
Get the keys. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to the house announcer now for the introduction of players.
At this time, I'd like to announce tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the starters for Clarke College. Number 1, Ken Porter. Number 2, Clint Rogers. Number 3, Kyle Anderson. Number 6, Kevin Perhatch. Number 9, Bill McNally. And number 14, Captain Scott Schusler. The Crusaders are coached by Al Ronick. And now the starters for your IPFW Mastodons. Captain, number 5, Ricardo Soler. Number 7, Ryan Perrott. Number 10, Chris Gislin. Number 11, Mike Cummings. Number 12, Javier Escobar. And number 13, Hector Soto. The head coach for the Mastodons is Arnie Ball. He is assisted by Mark Franke, Lisa Horman, Roger Horman, and Dave Schmidlin.
And there you have your starting lineups for tonight's match, the Clarke Crusaders against the IPFW Mastodons. Again, this is Tim Heffron along with Colin Leiter, calling the play-by-play and color for you tonight. Colin, what do we have in store for us?
Well, this could be a very quick match for us tonight. Clarke College is only in their 4th year of existence as a men's program. First couple is a club team. They're awful young. They're a Division III school, which means they have no athletic scholarships. So they've got a long way to go, but IPFW was in that spot a few years ago when I first started. So
yeah, they're going to get baptized this year, I believe, and that's just part of the process of learning what this league in the MIVA is all about. And we'll see how well they fare, although they took a game off of Lewis University earlier this year. So I believe they're probably ready for some heavy-duty action. We're about ready to start with Brian on top and Dave on the bottom here.
Yeah, Coach Ronick of Clarke College has said they play very strong outside of the conference, but the MIVA is very strong this year.
Yeah, we got a missed pass right off the bat, which gives Clarke an opportunity to transition. It's dug up, horrible pass, however, the ball is hit out of bounds, and in the comedy of errors there in the first play, causes side out for the Dons. Chris Gislin goes back to serve. They're going to pass with 2 people. That's tough against the jump serve.
Clarke College wasted an excellent opportunity right there. They're not going to get a whole lot of those.
And there's a nice shot by the lefty, McNally. He seemed to do well in warm-ups.
Yes, he was very impressive in warm-ups.
Number 9, Bill McNally.
So look to see him get the ball probably in the back row as much as the front row. Nice jumper as well, and the lift is called. on Mike Cummings for a point.
Clarke College's breaks the scoreboard first, so here we go.
Rips another one, another marginal pass. That'll be a back row block on Chris Gislin as the Crusader hit the ball into our back row player, and that causes a point, another point for the Crusaders. They're up 2-0. Looks like they're not afraid of anybody at this point.
No, they're going to come right out at us.
Another quality jumper. X-play. We'll see no block on that. Easy kill for Ricky. He goes back to serve.
The combination play should work well against this young team, so that X2 play should be wide open all night.
Another nice pass by them, and they run the 31. Good kill.
Scott Schuessler.
Schuessler out of the middle.
Their coach said he had been recruited by Loyola of Chicago, who we saw last Saturday.
And IPFW still marginal passes. Good dig. They're playing ball control on their side of the net with a nice cross-court shot between the block.
Javier reached to the outside instead of closing that block down, went right through the hole.
Another point. Apparently, this Clarke team sure looks like they control the ball, play defense, put the ball on the mark. Not a lot of mistakes, although they service error there. But they pass with two players, and passing with two players against a jump serve can be rather difficult. We'll have to see how that holds up as the night progresses. Cummings back to serve. Deep floater. That's outside on the double block. That never made it over the net, so it's 4 contacts on Clarke. First point for the Dons.
Ken Porter and Kyle Anderson doing all the passing for the Crusaders here. They're doing a pretty good job so far.
And there's that low serve by Mike, as we've seen in the last 2 matches. If he misses, it's not long, it's short.
He's been struggling a little bit with that this year.
Looks like a short front line now for Clarke. We'll see how well they block at this point, although we won't get the chances. They've served 2 out in a row. Javi back to serve. He goes way back. We'll see if he does his long jump floater. He does. Shakes it up. Pass is over, and a good pass by the Dons. They get a back row attack. Nice dig by the Crusaders. Lefty out. We've got, could have been a called lift. Wasn't. Another back row attack. Ball control play. Outside. That ball hits the antenna, not hitting the block. So that's a point for the Dons.
Clarke College is doing an excellent job of playing defense back here.
Playing a team game, and that's what volleyball is all about. That pass is marginal at best. And that ball's down.
Ryan Perrott straight down.
That's what you can usually beat a young team with, I think, Colin, is quick transition middle.
Plus, with Chris Gislin in the front row, he had 2 blockers on him.
And there's a not so good dig attempt there by Mike Cummings. I think everybody in the world read that.
That was a pretty weak dink, but it was in the right place.
I think our middle back almost got that ball. 3-3 is the score here.
Perrott out of the middle again.
Ryan may have a heyday today, as it looks like it's a short front row, and Schuster is in the back row. They don't have a lot of height out of the middle there, so Chris Gislin taking advantage of that. Hector gonna whip up a jumper here with the setter coming out of the back row. Could cause even more problems. Looks like it does, but it's a perfect pass, a one-on-one outside. Nice block, it's over. Ryan, another kill.
Excellent job by Chris Gislin of turning that spike attempt back into the court.
Sure was. It's very easy to face that hitter and have that ball rebound out of bounds. The temptation is there. Another jumper. Hits him. Another nice pass, however. Middle hit. It's a kill.
That's Clint Rogers out of the middle for the Crusaders.
Nice job. Holding their own are the Crusaders.
Ken Porter back to serve.
He's a little short. That's, what, about 3 out of 4 missed serves for the Crusaders. I don't think they can afford to do that.
Not against the number 8 Mastodons.
Crusaders, I think, are 3-4 in their record, and the Dons are 4-1 right now.
Tight set.
That ball is over, and Gislin was hoping for Cummings to make the play so that Gislin, as the setter, could take the second contact. If you have a choice, you want the non-setter to take the first ball, obviously. Miscommunication will give a side out. Nice pass. Here we go. There's the setter tip over
Kyle Anderson.
And Anderson is vertically challenged, as is, say, Javier.
Yeah, it's 6'7", going over 6 foot, so.
There's that jumper we're talking about against a two-man serve receive. It's just very difficult to get 5 feet over to make a pass on that.
You've got to be very quick with your feet against this jump serve. It's not too slow here.
Don's up 5-3. We'll have a reserve here. Now Chris has to get this. You get one free service toss, and then you have to hit the next one each time you serve.
Pass a little better.
And there they run a quick attack way out, even outside the antenna, which totally fools Javier.
He was a little slow getting up. That's Schuessler again for the Crusaders. One of their top players.
Yeah, I can see Schuessler and McNally seeing a bunch of balls here tonight. Crusaders not used to the tough serving gym that IPFW provides. That ball is out. Waiting for somebody to make a run here. Don's still up 5-3. There's a serve that's in, and a bad pass. Causes a back row attack, double blocks up, but Ricky hits it into the net for a point for the Crusaders.
Right now, it's really a struggle for IPFW to get themselves motivated.
You can see that the Crusaders are passing the ball on target pretty much, and the Dons are not. And that combination right now is making the game even. If both teams pass the ball evenly, the Dons are going to win fairly easily. And so basically the Crusaders are going to have to out-ball control the Dons.
That's right. Right there, a big error by Scott Schuessler on that last overpass. Chris Gislin went up, faked the block. He's back row. He should have just hit it into him, but he hit it out of bounds instead.
A little trickery by the Dons. And that ball's outside to Hector, who's up and over, and that ball is out, apparently.
Mishit it just a little, it looked like. Didn't get all of it.
Dons are kind of in a fog here, expecting the Crusaders to lie down, I think, and they're not doing it. There's another out serve, but it's taken by Ricky. There's a combination play like we talked before. They get the play out of it. Set is too far outside. That ball goes outside the antenna. Equals out of bounds, equals side out. Dons.
That time the ball control let the Crusaders down just a little.
Javi avoids the jump floater this time, goes to a standard standing floater. He got a double block outside. Chris Gislin makes it. That ball's over the net. Joust at the net. Played up by the Dons. And I don't think that ball was going over the net.
No, that almost went under the net. That barely got the bottom. Hector right now does not look too fired up out there.
No, he doesn't. I think the Dons are taking this one easy right now. That serve is long. Score is 5-5 right now. Tell you what, if Clarke serves all those out serves in, they may be up 10-5 at this point.
Yeah, right now the Dons are having trouble passing. Let's see how they do serving here.
Hector again with his floater, or jumper I mean, and that one's long.
It's coming a real serving battle here right now.
I guess. Who can hit the 900 square foot surface first? That ball is way off the net, and Ricky takes a good swing at it, however.
Not a real big block in this rotation for the Crusaders. IPFW has got to take advantage of it.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing some subs by Arnie just to get some excitement out there, as the starters just seem to be very blasé about the whole thing. Going through motions, and that's not what the fans are here for.
That's right. They want to see the Dons play hard. Right there, McNally tried to hit one off the fingers. Hector didn't reach out for it, went out of bounds. Or not Hector, but Ricky.
Another nice hit, another nice play Ball control team gets another side out, 6-5 in favor of the Dons. Rogers to serve. Dons are passing with 2 themselves right now for the floaters, and that ball's in. Another nice pass there. Run the middle, it's blocked. Run the middle again. Yes, there's that quick transition. Seems to catch a young team off guard, and it does there as there's no block up.
Good job of Mike Cummings to recognize that and get right back up and hit that ball down.
So Chris whips up his spinner. It's in. That ball is passed up as it's an overpass. It's blocked, but saved by Chris Gislin. Chris gets a shot at it. He doesn't get many swings. He'll take that one. Back throw attack.
Big kill for Gislin.
Yeah, unusual things like setters getting to hit sometimes stir up the emotions and sometimes get the team moving. Something unusual like that. And let's hope that happens. We got an overpass. Ricky with a dislocate hit.
He really twisted that shoulder back to get that one into the court.
Scared Schuster there. Yeah, he was like, what the heck is that? Gislin again at 8-5 for the Dons. That ball served into the net. Side out. And here comes a jumper right back at you. McNally is going to whip it up for 3 passers for the Dons. No, yep, he is. Ball's deep. Chris doesn't get there. Mike Cummings with a nice play. We get a free ball out of the deal. Ricky with a quick hit. Back one, quick transition again. I think, you know, if you're Chris Gislin and you got any kind of a transition ball, I'd be looking middle at this point.
That's right. Clarke does not recognize that and get back into blocking position right away.
There's a nice floater. The pass is on. It's a missed set, though legal. And there's a transition cross. No block up. We might have a timeout. I believe we do. We have the timeout.
Timeout by the Crusaders.
And we will be back after these. Oh. And this evening's IPFW men's volleyball match on Channel 6 is brought to you in part by Fujifilm USA, by the Chestnut Group, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are the lucky fan holding tonight's program.
And Colin, what do you make so far of this?
I think IPFW is realizing that they're not going to be able to just float through this game. They're going to have to put a little effort into it. Clarke College may be 0-3 or 0-4 in the conference, but they're still capable of playing some pretty good ball. So they got to get a little fired up out there and start playing the way they're capable.
All right, that timeout is over now as we're ready to get back to the action here. And the Dons take the floor.
Ricardo Solar to resume serving for the Dons.
9-5 our score at this point. Nice floater, ball's passed well. Schuster on a go set. Ball is hit off the block, out of bounds, side out.
Number 3,
Javier reached out, almost turned it back in, but he's got to move his feet out to the antenna instead of reaching out with his hands.
Here we go with a nice pass for the Dons. Quick middle hit. Kind of slid right across the blocker and put that ball down on the power angle was Mike Cummings. Let's see if he can serve one in here. He's had 2 in a row out so far.
He goes back there pretty far.
That ball is in, it's deep, it's a nice serve, takes them out of their offense. They got 2 blocks up, they tip it. Gislin with the pancake, it's up. No, they call it down. Wow.
I think that call was made by our down official.
As the top official was probably screaming.
Or he may have been just waiting for confirmation.
There we go with a nice pass. Running the D set, the block is not over the net. And so that becomes a Drano and goes down on the Clarke side. Javi back to serve. We'll see if he does his jump floater. He does. It's a nice one. It's handled well. That set is a lift by Clarke College.
That was
it's a tough play.
pretty close call there.
Yeah, it's a tough play against Hector. You know, could have been called an over the net call on the Dons, but wasn't. Here we go. And it's a nice dig. The ball's in play. Another nice pass. We've got Hector with a kind of a back two ball as he transitioned out of passing that ball instead of going outside, went behind the setter. Caught Clarke off balance there.
Hector went where the pass took him.
And there we go with a short play. Javi with a shot off the block. It's dug. Well done. Back row hit, tipped. Easy play for Chris. Ricky steps in there, gets one out to Hector. Hector whips it out of bounds. Well, Hector coming off of a fine week last week.
Yes, he was the player of the week for the MIVA.
In fact, National Player of the Week, and maybe that's part of his lack of playing right now is just coming off of a big week. Got a lot of swings in, a lot of kills. Can't even remember how many he did. But he's averaging like 7.23 kills a game, which is dang near unheard of. 7.7, I guess. He's way, way up there. And that ball just nicked the net, so it gives him a side out.
Hector is ranked second in the nation in kills per game. That's 7.71.
Here we go with a bad pass. That ball's dug up. And McNally with a nice angle cross court, but it's out of bounds.
Good try.
Score is 11-5 right now. Dons.
Not a lot of fire yet from the Dons, but they're making some on occasion.
There's a nice serve. We're serving a little tougher here lately, I think. That causes the Clarke offense to become a little more predictable. We're getting double blocks up. That one just happened to go out of bounds.
Ricky didn't turn his hands in that time. With the left-handed hitter out there, you got to line up on him a little differently, and he reached out.
And we're on again as Hector makes a nice pass inside cross. Coming from the left side of the court is Ricky Soler with no block on him. That's an easy kill.
That's an easy kill, and that's the youngness of the Clarke players. They're not recognizing where the hitters are going.
Play sets will probably hurt Clarke, and there's the danger of just passing with two people on a jump serve. It's just not going to happen when you actually hit the lines, and that's what Chris is. Now, if Chris can handle slicing it that thin, and is that consistent with going down the line and goes for it again, he's going to be rewarded by overpasses such as that. As Ricky rips one off the top of the block and is down for a kill.
I tell you, we're lucky we're playing Clarke College, because
oh,
if
yeah,
we can't pass and overpass better than that, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, we just haven't taken up enough of the slack yet. We'll be right back after these messages.
Check it out! The campus has it all. Learn it, or work it, or play it, just do it. It's a cool place. Call now! Go to work, go to school, go ahead.
And we're back as we're coming out of the timeout, and Clarke College takes the floor. And the Dons are getting out of their timeout as Dave Signs, our second official, whistles them as their warning whistle. They stroll back out onto the floor here at the Mastodons.
The Dons are starting to take control a little bit.
Score 13-5, two more and they close it out. Let's see what Chris does with his serve out of the timeout. It's an easy one in. It causes a bad pass, however. Nice play by Ryan Barat to pass that ball on target from the deep corner. Sets up Mike Cummings very well.
Not afraid to use his hands on that free ball pass.
Fans get into it now, get their traditional clap on game point going. And he rips one for an ace. Dons really probably take care of the end of that game. Teams will switch sides of the court. What do you see after the first game, Colin?
Clarke College is really limited by their lack of height. With only Schussler at 6'6", everybody else at 6'3" and shorter, they're not matching up well against the Dons. Plus their lack of experience, they're not following the combination plays. And when IPFW passes the ball on target, they're hard to stop even by a good team.
Yeah. And we will be back after these messages.
Team spirit is alive and well at IPFW. That's because IPFW has established itself as an athletic power, not only regionally, but nationally. With 11 major sports, IPFW offers talented student athletes great opportunities. Success and support of IPFW athletics comes solely from the fans, students, faculty, alumni, and the prestigious Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons Athletic Club has over 500 members who financially support IPFW athletics, enabling the university to provide scholarships to deserving athletes. Members will receive one or all of the following: season passes to all sporting events, special seating, hospitality room, plus Royal Dons apparel and gifts. Be a part of the winning tradition. Join the Royal Dons Club. We need your support. Call IPFW Athletics. Get into the team spirit.
The IPFW Omnibus Lecture Series proudly welcomes Speaker Douglas Wilder, former presidential candidate and first black governor in U.S. history, Thursday, February 19th at 7:30 p.m. in the Wall Ballroom, sponsored by News Channel 15.
Hi, I'm Edward James Olmos. On the streets of Fort Wayne, there's a battle going on. It's about kids fighting kids and families fighting families. Our youth are struggling to survive. Without positive alternatives to gangs, drugs, and violence, many will end up incarcerated or dead. You can make a difference by supporting the Multicultural Youth Advisory on Gangs and its programs. They provide alternatives for youth. Together we can stop the violence and increase the peace. To learn how you can make a difference in the lives of youth, please call.
And we're back here at the IPFW Mastodome. In between games, we have a replay coming up here, Colin.
Should be a...
Here we go. It's the end of the match. Everybody is chasing after the ball at that point.
Good serve by Chris Gislin. He's starting to hit that jump serve in the gaps, not directly at the passer, and that's really going to cause some trouble for the Crusader team.
And the Dons take the net at this point.
Here we go with that game point.
Ball is just passed out of bounds, and that'll cause game one to be over. We have some statistics here before game two starts. What do you notice, Colin?
Well, IPFW hit 484 for the match, for the first game, and that's really kind of what they should be hitting. They should be hitting over 400, closer to 500 against a team of this caliber. And they limited Clarke College to a 133. So.
This evening's IPFW men's volleyball match on Channel 6 is brought to you in part by Fujifilm USA, by the Chestnut Group Inc., and by Farm Bureau Insurance. I think the Dons may have the wrong lineup in, or what do we have, the wrong server going. We're not sure what we have here right now. Everybody's in mass confusion. We have Chris Gislin starting, what, left back?
Coach Franke put the lineup in. He's got to explain where he put everybody.
It looks like, yeah, we have Chris Gislin's in the middle back, and our first server is Ricky Soler. That looks a little better. Nice pass by Clarke. They run their middle. Oh, big dig on the big block by Hector Soto.
Kind of a low overpass on that great dig by Ryan Perrott. Hector got up quick. McNally was trapped on that hit. Oh, Hector put it down.
He really penetrated that puppy. Another nice floater into the deep corner. They handle it, go for that middle attack. And Mike totally roofs that one. We get a free ball out of the deal. Ricky sets it up. He goes outside on the 10-foot line. Roll shot. Ball is attempted to be a pancake. Doesn't work. Goes down.
Good job of Ricky of stepping in there because Chris, our setter, passed the first ball. Somebody else has got to step in and set.
Ricky playing a lot of opposite in his career is natural at that. There's a double contact on the setter. The Clarke setter, and so that'll be a point for the Dons. They're up 3-0. Dons are a little more fired up this game, it looks like.
Playing a little better, serving tough, keeping the ball in play.
That ball's in, on target, lefty. And Hector's lined up for a right-handed kid, instead got a lefty.
Didn't look at his hitter, didn't see who he was hitting out there. Tried to dive in, but didn't dive in quite enough.
Here we go with the lefty's jumper. That ball's on target. Nice pass outside, and big old hit by Hector. Can't be handled by Clarke.
Hard to beat a shot like that. He's off the court, and he still hit it down in the middle of the opposing team's court.
Mike Cummings with a nice serve. Here we go again. Sets outside, and that is a miss hit into the net. Point for the Dons.
You can see why Schuessler's their leading hitter. He gets a lot of sets when he's in the front row.
Yep, even though the center's front row also, Schuster seems to be hitting outside quicks. There's a tip. Nice play by Hector. That ball is ripped. It's saved by Gislin. Back to Javi. Down the line. Nice dig. It's in play. Getting a free ball out of the deal. Is the Dons. The ball is in. Yes, it's in. Blade on target. Combo. No block. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Excellent pass. Started that all. Ricky put that first ball right on target. And when that ball's on target, you can run your offense.
Nice play by the Dons. Serve is down the line. OB. And Clarke will serve.
Hey, there's your momentum killer. Let's see if they can get it back now.
5-0, the Dons taking a big lead so far. There we go, the ball's in. Nice pass on target. Middle, Ryan, nice dig. Tip by the setter. It's in there. And Ricky going for a radical angle. Doesn't
Great play
catch it.
by Mike Cummings to get that ball up. Nice set by Hector. Ricky's just got to finish it.
It's a point. They're off the schneid. Here we go again. Ryan with a big hit out of the middle. Too hot to handle as Rogers sends it into the stands.
One blocker up. Should be able to beat that every time.
Jump serve by Javi. He's catching them. Here we go with a free ball transition. Missed tip. Ball still in play. Here we go again. Another free transition. Ryan. Easy kill for him. Another one-on-one.
The Dons are starting to pass the ball on target, and that's really going to make their offense hum.
Here we go again with another jumper. I just don't think they can handle the jumpers with two people. It's just causing them all sorts of havoc over there, and now they're going to make an adjustment. No, they're going to take number 3, Anderson, out, it appears.
Anderson and Porter were doing all the passing.
And Tadros is in. 5'9" outside hitter in Illinois. Kind of mirroring Javi as Javi gets the jump floater and drops one over the head and in on the back line. Beautiful serve.
Good job of the IPFW coaching staff seeing a new passer, and they're going to test him right away.
What can he do? Here we go again. He passes that one on target. Tip. That ball is set up. And Chris Gislin gets another kill. We've got a timeout by Clarke College. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name to address and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Or call us at 481-6000. Or email us at channel6@ipfw.edu.
The Dons are really starting to take control of the match. They're really pouring it on with their offense. Their passing is being really on target, and they're really hitting the ball.
Yeah, they're starting to take control of this match, really. The initial pass and serve is evened out, and like we said, if that evens out, the Dons are just going to wipe the floor with them, and really Clarke has to out-ball control, out-serve and pass the Dons if they're even going to have a remote chance here.
Yeah, every time IPFW gets a free ball up there, it gets a one-on-none blocker, that kind of demoralizes the other team.
There we go with the jumper again. Nice pass. They get a big old roof. That's like hitting in a phone booth, isn't it?
Oh, they really built a big roof over top of him. There was no place for him to go.
10-1 the Dons. And we've got the small jump spinner. That ball's in. Javi made it look like he was just going to do a standard jump float serve, or standard even standing serve. And all of a sudden whips up a quick spinner. That one is a short floater. He's got him running all over the place at will. Another big block, another big transition, and Javi out of the back row.
All guns are firing now for the Dons. Everybody's getting into the action.
Totally have them on the back of their heels right now. They're feeling their oats. Clarke College is standing in disarray at this point. Don't know what to do. That pass is back on the end line, a roll shot, quick transition. We know it's going to happen there. A little misset, but Hector still gets it in. There's another nice play. The ball is alive. It's dug. It's saved. It's in the net.
Yeah. Doing a great job of hustling after the ball back there. They just got to keep it in play.
Too bad. It's a nice play by Clarke, trying to keep that alive. 13-1. This is a quick game here as Javi's whipping it up, and that ball is dug. And that ball's dunked down big time.
Straight down. That ball is just a little bit on top of the net. This one took advantage of it.
Crowd gets into it again. 14-1. Game point. Javi's just rattled them off here at this point. And an easy one in. Schuster is down for the kill. Saves game 2.
Went right around the double block that time. Ryan Perrott didn't set it up to take his power away, and he put it down.
However, he has to go to the back row now, and that ball's in. Ryan gets set, no block up. It's a kill as they were all focused on Hector. Coach Ball stands up, looks like he might sub. No, he sits back down.
Ryan comes back, got beat the play before, comes back and makes up for it with a good kill.
Hector gonna whip up his jump floater on game point. No, it's a jump spinner. It's in. Ball is in.
Call it in.
15-1 is the game score. 2 games to 0 in favor of the Dons. Let's see if the Dons start to put in their second lineup here for the third game. We'll know by watching the warm-ups here and seeing if anybody else gets to warm up hitting and setting and that kind of thing.
After a game like that, I'm sure Coach Ball will put in some subs here. It's always good after we had a tough couple matches last weekend to get a match like this where you can let some of your other players have a chance to experience some game competition. And I'm sure that Coach Ball will do some liberal substitutions in this next match.
I certainly think that's appropriate. Like you said, they've been going pretty hard at it here the last 4 weeks or so, and now this week a bit of a break with a team like Clarke. This is their only match of the week. So I think at this point there's not much more you can do.
No, you have to reward those players that come out to practice every week, put in their time, and cheer everybody else on. This is the chance to do it. Get them in there, show them some playing time, little reward for all their efforts. Clarke College right now is really struggling. That first game, they had some confidence saying, hey, we're playing with this team, but they're getting more and more demoralized as the match goes on.
And we'll be back after these messages.
Check it out! The campus has it all. Learn it, or work it, or play it, just do it. It's a cool place. Call now! Go to work, go to school, go ahead.
Your parents are always bugging you to get out of the house and get some exercise. But you've got your own way of doing things. You're your own person. You don't need to follow the crowd or the rules. And the last people you want to be like are your parents.
Johnny, tell them what they want.
Michael Jordan, UNCF, take one.
We're here to tell you about the College Fund. It was set up to help deserving kids get a chance to be what they want to be. Are there any future doctors in the house?
Yeah!
Any scientists?
Yeah!
What about teachers?
Yeah!
All right, now who's going to play professional basketball? Come on. It's a good job. Please join me and support the College Fund. Your mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Yeah!
The IPFW Omnibus Lecture Series proudly welcomes Speaker Douglas Wilder, former presidential candidate and first black governor in U.S. history, Thursday, February 19th at 7:30 p.m. in the Wall Ballroom, sponsored by News Channel 15.
You are 100% unadulterated energy. You have no choice but movement. You aren't acted on. You are action. You have the power to make the world a better place. You already know how to do it. Volunteer now for the American Red Cross. Call your local chapter for details.
I haven't made up my mind yet. What are you gonna take?
Algebra.
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 If no one's explained how algebra, geometry, and calculus can improve your future, demand that you be told. Call NACME. We'll tell you.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Welcome back to the IPFW Mastodon. And this is Tim Haffern along with Colin Lyer calling the action for you. We have a quick replay, I believe, of game point coming up here shortly.
Game point number 2. Here it starts off with a good serve by Hector.
Kelly Hockemeyer and Kurt Selmer.
And it's right on the line.
And that does it. And quickly, this evening's IPFW men's volleyball match on Channel 6 is brought to you in part by Fujifilm USA, by the Chestnut Group, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Looking at the stats for game 2, IPFW really stepped it up. They hit .533 in that second game, and they held Clarke College to a .071 hitting percentage for game 2.
And Brian Moore, our top official, starts off third game.
We have some new faces out there.
Justin Luna gets a marginal pass, but the Dons keep it in play. Here we go, and the ball is hit out. We have new players for IPFW out there. Justin Luna presently serving. Ben Sherman's playing opposite the setter, and George Ikabu is in the game at the middle position for Ryan Perrott. Justin hits one out of bounds.
Side out to the Crusaders. brings up number 9, Bill Maselli with the serve.
Justin Luna, usually a substitute, coming in to serve critical.
Big old overpass, and there we go. Chris is just faking him out big time with that. He's back row and makes him hit. Oh, he did hit it in. I thought he hit it out.
But Schussler saw him and tried to go around him anyway.
Yeah, it's just not a smart play. Hit it right into him. You get the automatic point. There goes Mike Cummings with a big hit. They dig it up. It's a half roll shot on target. And there's a bad set. I think Chris stumbled on his way to the net there.
He may have run into Ben Sherman that time. New player in there at the opposite. Didn't get off the net the way our normal opposites did.
The other thing I noticed about the first 2 games is so far the Dons have 10 digs to 10 kills. And when you have a dig to kill ratio of 10 to 0, because Clarke College didn't have any, that's a huge, huge telling factor right there. How the first 2 games have gone. IPFW serving deep in the corner. It's on target. And a big old dig, and that ball is attempted to be saved, but Hector hits the net on his follow through, trying to pass that ball out of the net. Side out for Clarke College.
Clarke College is not going to go down quietly here. They're going to go down badly.
And they get a tough floater in there. Justin overpasses it, and that ball is hit in.
Schussler put that one down with some authority.
That's
why he's leading this team.
Yeah, Clarke College up 3-0 at this point. Trying to muster up some momentum. George Ikabu, our best offensive middle, rips that ball straight down.
George comes in there, hits with a lot of power. Got to work on that defense and the blocking.
Ben Sherman, his serve, nice floater. And guess who?
Scott Schussler again.
Schussler all over it. He gets a Drano off of Gislin.
Clarke College still passing with 2 players. Anderson's back in after a brief rest at the end of game 2.
And Justin with a nice pass, and there goes George again. Like we said, he's offensively motivated person. Very nice job.
Clint Rogers, a 6'3" middle, really having a hard time keeping up with the taller IPFW middles.
Hector with his spinner. Nope, he lets her drop. We'll redo the serve. Oh, he smokes that one. It's just out.
Just out.
Wow, he put some steam on that one.
Really, with a second chance at that, it's got to be in. He's got to hit it.
That ball served deep. It's handled. And there we go outside to Justin. He goes around the block. It's out of bounds, though. Point 4-0 for the Crusaders.
I don't know. It must just be this side of the court, but the Crusaders are playing a whole lot better on this side of the court.
Certainly are. Much better than the other side. And here we go again. And George with a mini tap into the block. It's set up again. And Justin through the block this time down the line. Kill.
Block set up a little too early that time. Justin was able to see it and find a hole in it.
Side out for the Dons. George Ikabu back to serve. He's going deep with it. It's handled. And there's a back set. Nice back set. Nice hit.
Ken Porter for the Crusaders.
They need that. There we go down the line. Nice play. And Mike Cummings with a ripper. Fires it into the corner.
With Schussler in the back row. They lose 3 inches of that middle block, and the Dons are really exploiting that.
Here comes Gislin with his jumper. It's cross court. Causes some fits. McNully off the block. It's nice. Dig. Get an outside shot to Jussie. Goes off the block. That's kept alive, and we get a roll shot out of bounds. Point for the Dons. They're on the scoreboard at 1-4.
Good job of the Crusaders to play it off the top of the block and keep the ball alive. They just got to keep it in the court.
Here we go again. Nice pass this time. Double block. Tries to go down the line. lost his confidence from earlier in the game, I think. He just hasn't looked as steady. Afraid of the block or something, I'm not sure. Is McNully.
Big block up there with Justin Luna and Mike Cummings.
They go back to him again. He gets blocked, and that's a double contact on the coverage person quarter.
Good job of Justin Luna of sweeping back in. Brought both arms back in. Ball rattled between it and down on the Clarke College side.
Here we go. That ball's ripped off the passer into the stands.
Ken Porter, the Crusaders, starting to struggle now. He's been their most consistent passer, but now they're going after him.
Just like that, the Dons tie it up 4-4. On a roll, how far can they push it? Pretty far, looks like. Ben blocks the set. That'll be called illegal. Side out for the Crusaders.
Got a little bit aggressive. You don't mind those mistakes when you're in a match like this.
Yeah,
gotta get aggressive up there.
Exactly. Stay aggressive. Go after everything. If it gets close to the net, go after it. Nice floater handled nicely. There's a combination play. Schuessler just couldn't handle that block. Tell you what, Anderson is number 3 for the Crusaders. Anderson, our left side hitter, is just not used to blocking combinations.
No, he was lost on that play. And then they pick on him with the serve.
And we get a free ball. It is in. Misses the speakers by an eyelash. Mike Cummings. Little number right over Schuessler. Point for the Dons, 5-4.
He mishit it right into the open spot.
Just as effective as a hard hit ball.
Looks the same in the stats.
That's right. Another tough jumper, and Schuessler is a roof. Big old roof by Mike Cummings.
That ball was set real tight, and Cummings just went up and surrounded it, and Schuessler had no place to go with it.
Just a little long. Just a little long, but they gain the lead at 6-4. Nice job.
Nally back with his jump serve.
He rips one, and Justin's on target, and Mike Cummings is having a heyday on Schuessler. Feeling pretty good about that.
He's really starting to pick it up, and Schuessler's getting awful disappointed out there.
Here we go. Schuessler is totally roofed by Ben Sherman. Turns the hand in. Schuessler's getting frustrated now. I think the setter's starting to set the ball too tight to the net.
Yeah, he's trapping him. There's no place to go when it's that tight.
That happens when you start to tense up a little bit. And that ball is called a lift by somebody. I'm not sure who the lift was on, but a lift nonetheless. Side out, 4-7.
We should have hit that overpass. We weren't ready.
And there's a nice set. Ben Sherman. Oh, what a nice play. He was about at the 15-foot line when he back set that ball off his knees back over his head.
Great athletic job there, Chris Gisling.
Ben Sherman back to serve. He's having fun out there. Nice pass by the Crusaders. Back one. It's tipped. Ben with a nice dig out to, no, back set. Justin off the block, out of bounds. What a play. Beautiful play by the Dons. That was a great set across the court there. That took another athletic move to make that set. We'll be right back after these messages.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Clarke College takes the floor on their side as the Dons are maybe looking at some more subs.
Join us again next Friday evening, February 20th at 7:30 for our next telecast of IPFW's men's volleyball, when Channel 6 will televise live the MIVA conference match between the Lakers of Mercyhurst College and the IPFW Mastodons. That's next Friday at 7:30 right here on College Access Channel 6.
And there's a nice tip. It's a double contact. How can he call it a double? I thought it was a block and then a play up. I'm not sure how he gets that call out of it. Pretty nice play by Hector there, but
looks pretty clean from here.
They need to side out here at 4 serving 8. That ball is in. Ball is called in. Dons are kind of surprised about that call, I would say.
Ben Sherman right there called it out. Line judge called it in.
And George Ikabu with an easy kill. Brian Harris goes in for Hector to serve.
Brian Harris, the serving super sub for the Dons, came in both matches last weekend, served some excellent balls and played some great defense.
Really made an impact, and that's what you have to do when you're a sub, is make an impact.
And not a negative impact like that one. That ball wasn't even close.
And looks like Brian will be passing as well. This is his passing debut. They serve out, however, and not to the new player. I'd say that was an error in judgment.
Yeah. They got to realize they got a fresh fish out there, and they got to go after him.
So George goes back to serve for the Dons. He fires one up. Beautiful serve. Oh, it's just out. Boy, that looked like it was going to be a nice one.
Didn't drop quite as soon as he wanted it to.
So Porter whips one up. He's going to go after Harris and catches him, definitely. Down the line, nice serve.
Let's see if they go back after him right here.
I would think they would. 6-8. They do. It's in the net, however. So Brian, unfortunately, 0 for 1 at this point on passing. And we've got Jorge Ralak into set. His first chance really to set over a period of time. He came in briefly in the earlier match for I think like 1 or 2 rotations or so for Chris Gislin, but looks like he's probably going to finish this one out. He puts up his jumper down the line. It's out of bounds, so he's in the stat book now.
Yeah. Substitutions can't do that. You come in off the bench, you got to hit that serve. That's what you're in there for.
And that serve is deep. It's out. Neither team wants to serve in at this point. They're trying for too much.
It's all or nothing right now, and they're getting an awful lot of nothing.
Justin whips up his jumper. It's definitely in, and we've got Schussler. Great one-handed dig by George Ikabu. Set out of the back door to Justin Luna. He gets a kill.
Great dig by George. Sometimes you just stick that arm up, and it looks like that's the way you've been playing all your life.
The old Masters dig right there. And that ball is in. That's going to be a tough play. They save it, and it cause a free ball, however. Nice pass by George, and we've gotten outside to Brian Harris. Tries to wipe it. It's dug, but under the net, so that's a kill for Brian Harris. No, they call under the net on Brian Harris. That's a surprise. That's a rather late call.
Number 9, Bill McNally with the serve.
Take away that kill for Brian Harris, unfortunately. Here we go. Brian overpasses that ball. Schussler hits the overpass way out of bounds.
Didn't get all, but kind of mishit it.
Number 11, Mike Cummings.
So Cummings back to serve. Don's up 9-6 at this point. Ball is in. And that ball's hit out.
In this rotation, they go almost exclusively to Schussler.
Sure do. They don't want to set Anderson very much. He's on the right side passing. And they serve him, and it's saved, but it's a free ball. Mike Cummings on target. Jorge with the green set.
Great choice right there.
Yeah, you have seen that set by Loyola last week about 500 billion times. Finally, the Dons come back with one of their own. It's a short back set to the antenna, and it's very difficult to defend. And Sherman likes that. And there's a great dig, and that ball's hit out of bounds, unfortunately. Just needed to be a touch higher for George.
It was there. George was on time, but the set was just a little low.
Dons make a couple more points, though. They're up 11-6 at this point. That ball served short into the net.
Talking to Coach Ball before last week's matches, and they found out that it's really tough to serve from this west end.
Sherman with a jumper, and the official calls it in. Looks like he's going with the out call first, changes his mind, goes to the in call.
Great job by Ben.
Ben Sherman into the stats book with that play. Goes for another one. Well, he's 1 for 2.
Dons are another point closer here.
12-6. Jorge's up, and he's left-handed. Let's say if he takes a swat at a ball. It's a pass, not able to swat at that one. Ben Sherman out of the back row. Goes for everything, gets nothing.
Point to the Crusaders.
Point for the Crusaders. Score is 7-12.
Hit that ball a little too far out in front of him.
That ball is a mishit into the net.
That'll bring up number 2 for
See if Brian Harris can redeem himself from last rotation's service error.
And Harris with a big floater. It's in on target. They run their middle off the hands. Nice dig by Sherman. Middle to Harris. He gets the kill, and everybody celebrates. Harris out of the back row, pipe position. Rips one through the 3-man block to the floor. No touch.
Brian doesn't get a whole lot of sets, so it's really something when he puts one down.
Here we go with an overpass. That's Justin with a nice overpass hit. It's a free ball. It's in the corner. Justin puts one up there. And Jorge, like I said, with the left hand, rips one. He's waiting for that.
Left-handed setters love that. A high, tight pass, transition. Here we go with match point.
14-7. Brian Harris lets it go. He's going to get a second chance. He jumps. He hits. It's in. It's passed well. And that set is marginal and net on the Crusaders.
And that's the match.
Match is over. Dons win 15-7 in a quick one. About an hour-long match here. Teams are shaking hands. What do you think of tonight's performance, Colin?
The Crusaders showed they're an up-and-coming young team. They've got some talent out there, but just not much to stand up to the 8th-ranked Dons here. They've got a couple players, but this is a team sport, and you need 6 good players to compete at this level.
And they've got a ways to go, but it's good for them to see where they need to go to, though, I think, playing the Dons. Okay, we'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 crew, the IPFW athletics staff, the City of Fort Wayne, and Comcast Cablevision for their contributions to this Channel 6 sports telecast. And we'd like to remind you to join us again next Friday evening, February 20th at 7:30 for our next telecast of the IPFW men's volleyball team, when Channel 6 will televise the match between the Lakers of Mercyhurst and the IPFW Mastodons. That's next Friday at 7:30 p.m. right here on College Cable Access 6. The telecast of this IPFW sports event is copyrighted and the sole property of College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of the IPFW sports and hope you'll join us for more exciting Mastodon action again in the future. We're always glad to have your comments and suggestions, so please give us a call at 481-6000 or drop us a card. Our address is Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499. Thanks again for joining us this evening. For Colin Leiter, this is Tim Heffron saying goodbye for now.
poems are very well